it's Susan Trombetti again from exclusivematchmaking.net, and I'm bringing you a recap along with some dating advice on the Bachelorette finale from last night. So the Bachelorette went to the Maldives, and that's where she got engaged, and she picked a man finally. So our final two were Blake and Garrett. Well, wouldn't you know it, I had my pick right from the beginning. She picked Garrett. So guys, if I told you once, I must have told you 20 times, bored you to death. I knew she was picking Garrett. As a matchmaker, people tend to think that they have chemistry, misplaced chemistry. It's not chemistry, it's that which they feel familiar with. And she said it from the beginning, he felt like home. I was so sick of it. And not only did he feel like home, but he reminded her of her dad. So Jesus Christ, she picked him. And as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't the best pick, and he wasn't the best pick of the people on Twitter as I was live tweeting, and I don't know that anybody's happy about it. But she picked Garrett, and the funny thing was when he went home to meet the family, even the sister was like, you know, I feel like he's an old friend, you know? I feel like I've known him for a long time. I don't know what that guy has got, but yeah, he stole her heart. I don't see it. So let's talk about Blake. Heartbreaking, heartbreaking, heartbreaking. She did not pick Blake, and Blake cried. He sobbed. I felt so bad for him, and everybody felt bad for him. What I have to say to you ladies is, this is an example. Her family liked Blake better, it seemed, and she picked Garrett. This is an example of how you pick wrong, in my opinion, and really most of Bachelor Nation's opinion, okay? When you go with somebody because they have this familiarity to them. And what it is they're reminding you of someone from your past. So that's how Garrett came in here. Really, it was amazing though, because she said she had the strongest relationship with Blake. I didn't pick that up at any given time that she felt that way. But I did pick up they had a strong relationship, but to the exclusion of other relationships. So she acted like Garrett came from behind, but we could see all along, a lot of us, that she was going for Garrett. Last night, they, of course, in the Bachelor finale, they brought Becca back and then they brought Blake back, and he got to ask her some questions. What she said made no sense, really, if you ask me. She told him he had done nothing wrong. It's just basically some relationships had come from behind. And then they interviewed Garrett and with her, and I was waiting for that moment when we knew what she had to say about his social media activity, which was atrocious. And the funny thing is Chris Harrison wanted to know, was this a possible derailment? Because I know a lot of us have thought when she finds out that this is what she picked, she's liable to ditch him. But she just acted like it was a bump in the road as a couple, they were getting through it. He apologized. He talked about like double tapping on Instagram, and yet he sort of owned up to it. So on the one hand, it sounded accidental. On the other hand, he sort of owned up to this behavior, but it said it didn't reflect who he was. This is the last thing I will tell you that's about dating advice. You will find a way. This is both good and bad. She found a way to gloss over his bad behavior. And because she's in love with him, so she overlooked it. And what I want to say to you is that actually can work in your favor too, because if you have someone on paper and you list all these qualities, and you might be like, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. But if you actually meet the person and you fall in love, you will accept the fact that they have a cat and you don't like cats, or maybe they smoke occasionally. And this is proof that you will gloss over everything, just about. You'll gloss over certain things that you really are looking for if you fall for the person first. So that actually can work to your advantage. I don't know that it worked to her advantage, but they seemed really, really happy. And in the end, they gifted them with the minivan that he showed up with. I'm glad she's happy, because it was gut-wrenching to see that breakup with that other guy. I'm not even gonna mention his name. Okay, so let's talk about it. I watched 3 hours last night, 3 damn hours, and they didn't even say who the next Bachelor was. So what that tells me is they don't want to give away the ending to Bachelor in Paradise. But that I think, I'm just gonna give you my picks. I think it could be, obviously, Blake. I think it could be Jason. I think it could be Grocery Store Joe or Peter from last season. So that's what I gotta say. So it's a wrap. Let's wait to see how this relationship works out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, this is Susan Trombetti from exclusivematchmaking.net. You can follow me on Twitter at exclusive_match. And be sure to subscribe to my videos. We'll be talking dating advice, dating tips, and taking dating questions, as well as dishing on celebrity relationships. Have a great week, and now we're off to watch Bachelor in Paradise. Take care.